So, Skater XL is the newest skateboarding game to hit the market, and as someone who spent a significant chunk of their life skateboarding, I'm here to tell you if this one is worth picking up in 500 words or less. Let's not waste any more time and just get right into it. Skater XL is a skateboarding sim that aims to bring a more realistic version of skateboarding to the table. Unlike most that came before, it's not about crazy combos or insane stunts. Instead, it's about raw skateboarding. And as someone who has skated in real life, I can really appreciate that. As far as controls go, it's got a really realistic and satisfying configuration. One joystick controls the left foot, and one controls the right foot, and you use the triggers to turn left or right. It may take a bit to get used to at first, but once you learn it, I think it really does give you an incredible sense of control that most other skate games just can't match. I've played pretty much everything else from Tony Hawk to the Skate series on both Xbox and Wii, and even Session, and Skater XL is easily my favorite in terms of the control scheme. Landing tricks feels all the more satisfying because you have to actually control the character's feet to do them. Unfortunately though, the rest of the game doesn't reach anywhere near the highs that the core gameplay does. For one, the content is definitely lacking, as there are only 5 official maps and 3 community maps. And while I think most of them are pretty solid, 6 of the 8 maps are really small and essentially just the size of a single skate park, and several of them literally are just a single skate park. There's plenty more you can find if you get into the modding community, but that's not an option if you're playing on console, and either way, the official release of a game should have more maps than what it does. It's also lacking on the customization side of things, with only a handful of items in each category. The game also just doesn't look very good, as you can clearly see, and while the trick animations are really solid, the player model, clothing detail, and world textures are pretty poor and look about 5 or 6 years outdated. I know it's a small team working on it, but the reality is that the game just doesn't look very good. There's also no missions or story like in the other games, and while they have some challenges, they get pretty stale pretty fast. And there's also a fair bit of jank, so expect quite a few moments like these. Despite all that, however, I think that this is still a really fun experience for those looking for a more realistic skateboarding game, and it's kind of become my default game that I just play in the background when I'm doing something else. If I had to rate it, I'd probably say it's about a 6 or so. It's certainly jank and lacking content, but the fantastic control scheme still makes it a blast to play if you're someone who's looking for a more realistic skate game. And if that's you, I can definitely recommend it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and check out my other reviews. I've been playing a ton of Fall Guys recently, and I should have another review for that coming later this week. Also, stay tuned for more info about my own upcoming game, and I'll see you in the next video.